Hello everyone, I'm in downtown Blanchester, Ohio today. Let's see if we get some trains here. I'm right next to the old depot, look at that. We'll have a closer look at the track behind it. And we've got the Ohio Rail experience going to be coming through. I'm going to film it somewhere around the Blanchester area. Not right here, but somewhere on the line. There's a rock train sitting up that way, a couple miles. So they're going to have some kind of a meet. Maybe we can get over there to that. We're going to play it by ear, see what happens. So we'll have a look at this old depot and the abandoned railroad track behind it. And then hopefully we'll see some trains. So start the video, son. Here we go, Blanchester, Ohio. Blanchester has a population of 4,221. And the Nutcracker series did a film here at the Jensen Family Farm. I'm right behind the old depot, and see, there's still railroad track here. There's a switch right there. See that? It's going into two tracks. There's a turnout, and the whole area is just totally overgrown. I mean, it's really hard for me to even film this because you can't really see anything. There's the depot. It's pretty hazy today too. I think it's because of the wildfires. I heard them say something on the news about that. But yeah, I'm right behind the old depot here, trying to see if there's anything that we can see. Let's have a look at the rail. Look at this, not very big rail. 80 to 100 pounds per yard, something like that. Well, that's really about it. I don't know if I can see anything else here. There's the office for the branch that goes to Greenfield. They parked the locomotive on the second track over to the left, and the crew will start their day right there. They'll park there and then take the locomotive. Here's where a track used to come across the road. See right there? And there's the depot. There's also a lot of old insulators up there. There's some insulators right there. Let's see. Got some glass ones in there and plastic. There's some more over here. Look at this. Here's some good ones up here. Look at those glass insulators on the bottom. So that one there's got two different kinds of glass insulators, and it's got some plastic insulators. There's a closer look at their office. So the crew parks here in the morning, and they take that locomotive that sits right over here, right there, and then they head east. Sometimes they'll go up towards Wilmington that way, but normally they'll go up the line to Greenfield. They've got several customers on that line. It's somewhere around 26 miles long. It's owned by the village of Greenfield. So that's the primary use for that locomotive that sits here. They're out switching right now on the line. Hey, here's a better look at this track. See that? It's still here. The track that goes behind the old abandoned depot. Look at that, you can still see it. And the depot's right up that way. I haven't found any markings on the rail yet. There it is, and then it goes through the trees, goes on up that way a little ways, crosses the road, or it used to, and then it would tie into this track over here, just up past the road crossing. There's some more of that track, right there, going through all these trees. So it comes through here, comes around this way, you can see it over here to the right. There's the track right there, see? I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. All right, and from this point it's ripped out, but it crossed the road. You had at least 3 tracks to cross there at one time and tied in down that way. Now the other track that's partially ripped up over here, this track is only used for parking that locomotive on. a local parks on this track. And of course they can use it for maintenance away, or if they have to set out a bad order railroad car. Now you know. There's this track in the trees. Look at this. That railroad spike looks like a newer spike. The head of that spike makes it look like it's a newer spike. Does anyone know why all these holes would be right here? It's not where the track's connected, but there's a bunch of holes right there in the rail. Anybody know anything about that? Why it's like that? Just kind of curious. Let's have a close look at the rail here. This is the siding that they parked the locomotive for the local on. If you can see that, it's 115 pounds per yard, rolled by Steelton in 1948. I know it's kind of hard to see. 1948 right there. Steelton, 115 pounds per yard. And this is right at the very end of the track. The rest of the track beyond this point is out of service, obviously. All right, I just got an update on the trains. The Ohio Rail train is going to come first. It's coming from that way. The rock train is sitting on the main track that way, just a couple miles to the east of me. So it's going to let the Ohio Rail train is going to pass it on the passing siding. Then the rock train will come out. The Ohio Rail train is going to have about 9 passenger cars and I think 3 locomotives. I believe that's what they said. So this ought to be pretty awesome. Can't wait. Anytime. All right, the train is finally coming. And I'm shooting this in 4K at 30 frames per second. Little experiment here today. These gates will kick on at any time. Check out these locomotives. It's going to be really awesome. Conrail in the lead. Check out that car with the cross on it. Built in 1953. St. Louis Car Company. Built that for the U.S. Army. All right, there you go. That car with the red cross on it, that was a kitchen car. It was originally coal powered, and that was built by the St. Louis Car Company in 1953 for the U.S. Army. Today, it's an open air concession car, and I have ridden in that before too. It's a pretty awesome car. Well, that was really cool. We waited for quite a while for that, and the rock train is sitting down that way about 2 miles or less on the main track. So this train here's got to pass it on the siding. So let's see what else we can get into while we're here. But wait, there's more. shaking on that flat spot. They're booking. Another one. And there goes your Melvin Stone train. I wish this sidewalk was kept a little bit cleared out. But there they go. That was a good one. And I hope I didn't shake the camera too much too. Alrighty. I'd like to get them a second time if it's possible, but they're really flying. Thanks for watching, everyone. But wait, there's more. Alright, we're gonna get the train one more time. I'm gonna get the other side of the train this time. I'm on Jackson Runyon Road, just outside of Goshen, Ohio, at milepost 36. And the train's coming from that direction right there. They are really booking too. I think they might have slowed down a little bit though. But going through Blanchester, they had been going at least 30 or 35. They were in a hurry. All right, let's let them get a little bit closer. There she goes. What is the hurry? Gotta get that rock moved. They're in a big hurry to get that. They're going to Undercliff Yard, Cincinnati. It's on the east side of Cincinnati. There's about 3 or 4 tracks there at Undercliff Yard. That's where they unload this rock. And it comes from Melvin Stone, which is in Melvin, Ohio, just outside of Wilmington. Just northeast of Wilmington, Ohio. That's where this rock comes from, on the rock shuttle. But wait, there is more. Somehow there always is. They're just coming back from switching. So what they'll do is they'll go up a little ways and then they'll come on this track next to me, and then they'll stop right in front of the station, their office, whatever you want to call it. They're ending their day. Just got done doing some switching. They had 5 cars and they dropped those off at Midland, the yard there at Midland. They'll stop right in front of this building here on the track close to me. They'll get in their cars and head home. All right, let's catch them going by the depot over here. There's the depot, crossing, and the train. It was a busy day for the railroad in Blanchester today. 3 trains if you count this locomotive. That's pretty good. I'll put it back in 1080 at 30 frames. And they're going to shut down right there. They're done for the day, done switching. Alright, thanks for watching. Well, it's hot outside. I'm burning up. It's like in the 80s. So, thanks for watching my video. Hey, I got an idea. What's your favorite railroad? This one or the Cincinnati Eastern Railroad? I got some clips here from Cincinnati Eastern I'll show you. Have a look at some of their locomotives. Tell me which one you like the best. Here's some locomotives from Cincinnati Eastern. Here we go. Alright, check this out. We are in downtown Williamsburg at Gay Street, and here comes a historic run of the green locomotive. Coming up the hill, at the steepest part right here, milepost 33.2 to be exact. Listen to that. shooting straight into the sun. I don't like to do that, but I have to. Not much choice on that. There you go. That's the first run of that green locomotive. It's been in Sardinia for a few years. I'm not sure, maybe 4 years, something like that. Set inside the Y. And they finally got her running. Didn't think I'd ever see that thing run, but there it is. Made its first run on the hill. And I think they're gonna make it, I'm pretty sure. Now one time I thought they were gonna make it when I was right at this spot, and they didn't, so I'm still watching. The first 6 cars were grain from Winchester Ag, and the last 19, that's gravel, comes from Plum Run, Heidelberg, used to be Hanson. I still call it Hanson, but Heidelberg. Well, there you go. That was really cool. And there's the Leaning Towers of Williamsburg. They're being held up, I think, by these trees. They were being held up by some wires. The code line that was holding these two up, but it looks like the trees are keeping them up now. They're both broke off at the base. That was really cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. This was in 4K right here. Hey, if you got time, check out one of my videos, because every view really helps my channel. And I wasn't going to do any rail fan today. I wasn't planning on that. I was out working in the yard, and just got my mower back from being worked on, so I wasn't ready, but I couldn't pass this up. So thanks for watching. I still hear it. I got that cross on it. Built in 1953. St. Louis Car Company. Built that for the U.S. Army. Hey, we got some shout outs in the house. Shout out to 3-year-old Waylon Boyd. Thanks for watching my videos, Waylon. And also, I'm not sure what time the trains go through Hamilton. They kind of go through Hamilton, Ohio at any time. Also, shout out to Daniel Gibbs, 39 years old again. So happy birthday on your second 39th birthday. And we got another one. Happy birthday to Jody Moore, turned 65 years old. So thanks for watching my videos, Jody, and happy birthday.
Come on.